This here is from the news. It's a bit of a throwback, but the article's brand new from May 27th, 2025, and it says Johnny Depp disappointed with people calling Day Drinker his comeback film with a question mark. So what they did here was they took an old quote Johnny had and kind of mapped that onto Day Drinker coming out now. But let's see what they got. So they talk about the trial, how it was filed, we know that. And they say it tarnished his reputation. Now, before I get into this, I'm going to say I do think it is somewhat of a comeback. It's not a comeback in general. That's correct that Johnny never went anywhere. However, it's a comeback from the state he was in because of the court case. It wasn't a normal state for him to be in, so he's coming back and coming out of that state of mind and getting away from that hindrance that was dragging him down. It's hard to say he would ever need to come back anyway. Once you're that successful, it's like it doesn't really matter at which level you're at. But the point is, I understand when people use the word that he's coming back from a lesser state he was forced to be in. They say his return is being commonly termed as his comeback, but that the actor said he didn't go anywhere, which is a little bit of an old quote. They have a few more quotes by Johnny, one of them being, maybe people stopped calling out of whatever their fear was at the time. But no, I didn't go anywhere. I've been sitting around, so comeback is sort of like, it's almost like I'm going to come out and do a tap dance. All right, that's their entire article. So I asked AI, actually, what it thought about it. And the answer was pretty detailed. I asked it, is Johnny Depp making a comeback? This is Grok here on X, and it answers, Johnny Depp is indeed making a notable return to Hollywood with several projects signaling a resurgence in his career following a challenging period marked by legal battles and public scrutiny. His latest high-profile role is in the thriller Day Drinker, where he stars alongside Penelope Cruz and Madeline Klein. It marks his first major Hollywood film since 2022 against you-know-who. It goes on to say the case significantly impacted his career, which seems accurate to me. So people aren't saying, so that's why I think the term comeback is kind of acceptable. Like, they mean coming back from this significantly impacted career, not coming back from something that he did wrong. Additionally, there are strong indications that Depp is in advanced talks to reprise his iconic role as Jack Sparrow in Pirates 6. Well, those are all rumors from what I saw, but I guess if Grok here is saying strong indication, A, it's just reading the clickbait, or B, there might be something we missed somewhere. And they mention Gene DeBari, and then go into this. However, Depp has expressed discomfort with the term comeback, stating in 2023, I keep wondering about the word comeback because I didn't go anywhere. He views his return as a continuation rather than a redemption arc, emphasizing his resilience despite years of being sidelined. Alright, that's one way to look at it. Public sentiment, particularly on social media, shows strong fan support, with many celebrating his new roles and transformation, I being one of them, and probably you listening right now, one of them. While his talent remains unquestioned, industry acceptance and awards contention, such as for Oscars, remain uncertain due to lingering controversy from his legal battles and Hollywood being so woke. No offense to anyone who doesn't like the term, but they're pretty much almost all on Amber's side, except for, Johnny's friends, the other actors and things that speak up. But you haven't really heard anyone behind the scenes, except for Jerry Bruckheimer and a few others like Tim Burton, come out to Johnny's defense. And I don't mean the ones who we work with, who he's cool with. I mean the ones who are just in the business and have big names, who don't really know Johnny. They're the ones who should come out in his support. Like James Gunn or something. The big superhero movie guy. He doesn't know Johnny, doesn't think about Johnny, but he's huge in the business, so that type of person, the neutral people, aren't really saying anything, and I think they've got politics bogging them down, and they gotta support Amber or it looks bad, like they hate women or something. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Covering all things Johnny Depp. When I see a new article on Johnny, whether it's a throwback or not, I'm going to cover it. Keep him in the news cycle. If you don't subscribe here, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.